Welcome back to the Dependent Fanatic channel. I am a Dependent Fanatic. Michigan is my team, and we're talking today about the game. It happens every Saturday after Thanksgiving, Michigan and Ohio State. At noon, of course, as always, except for one time. This game has decided the most Big Ten titles of any other game. It's not even close. This year, it's in Ohio State, and a lot of people are saying that Michigan, there's no way they can go in there and beat Ohio State. With their coming off the number one offense in the nation, and they still have some of their talent and all that. And I'm just going to go through why it's closer than you think, okay? I'm not predicting anything right here, right now, this early. I'm just going over the two teams in this game, okay? I'm going to start with the defense. Yes, Michigan lost Aiden Hutchinson, they lost Daxton Hill, and they lost David Ojabo from the defense. All of them went to the NFL. But I believe in the recruiting. I believe in the backups. I believe in the coaching staff. Okay, let's talk about what Ohio State lost. From a pitiful defense last year, and I think every Ohio State fan will tell you it was not up to par. They lost Tyreek Smith and Haskell Garrett to the NFL. Great players, okay? And I understand that I don't include other players that graduate and stuff in this, both offensively and defensively, because if Michigan or Ohio State wants to win a national title and beat the SEC, you're talking NFL players here. Okay. Both have new defensive coordinators. For Ohio State, it's Jim Knowles from Oklahoma State. Yes, they won the Big 12 last season. He was the defensive coordinator. He was good. It took him a few years. We'll see if he can step in with better talent, of course, at Ohio State and replicate what he did last year. Michigan, of course, hired Jesse Minter, who was Mike McDonald's, I guess, in that same tree. They're both from the Ravens under John Harbaugh, and he was at Vanderbilt last year, and that's a tough job. So we'll see what he can do also with better talent and see how fast he can move along. But I would say Michigan started off going into all this with a better defense. And I don't think anyone else would disagree on that. At least they shouldn't. I mean, Ohio State gave up a lot of points. Let's move to the offense. Quarterbacks. Michigan is between McNamara, the Big Ten champion starting quarterback, or McCarthy, the 5-star that has way a higher ceiling. I go with the higher ceiling. If you've watched this channel before, I go with the higher ceiling. Ohio State, though, has C.J. Stroud, Heisman finalist. He's great. Ohio State had the best offense in the nation last year as far as points and yards. But what did they lose? Okay, let's look at what they lost. Everyone thinks that they're just going to keep that going. They lost Garrett Wilson. They lost Chris Olave. They lost Nicholas Petit-Ferrer on the offensive line, as well as Mumford. All to the NFL. And Ruckert, their tight end. So they all went to the NFL. 5 players from Ohio State went to the NFL. How do you replace that? Like, people keep asking of Michigan's defense, how do you replace what you lost? Well, how do you replace what on the offensive line and that tight end? Uh, and then we'll talk about Michigan's losses on offense. Hassan Haskins, of course, he's going to be missed, and Andrew Stuber were the two offensive players that went to the NFL from the University of Michigan. And I think 34 or something of the 20 or 37 of the 44 two deep or whatever is all back for Michigan. I just don't understand how Ohio State is perceived as this huge favorite, 14 points. And like I said, I'm not predicting. Who's running the offense? Okay, that's a question in my mind. For Michigan, of course, Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss are co-offensive coordinators, but we all know Jim Harbaugh's there. So is he running it? Who's running it? Are we going with JJ? These are all questions I need to be answered before we get to that game. And, I'll do a preseason, of course, but I need some time and I need to see if JJ McCarthy is playing in fall camp or not. For Ohio State, is it Kevin Wilson, who is the offensive coordinator, or is it Ryan Day, who, is a great offensive coordinator? Is he relinquishing some power to Kevin Wilson? I doubt it, but that's another aspect. So between everything here I just stated, I think this is Michigan's best chance to win at Ohio State since they did the last time, which was way back in the year 2000. So I'm not saying that Michigan will. I'm just saying it's going to be a closer game than everybody thinks. And that's that. And I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think down below in the description. And if you like what I'm saying and you agree, or you at least know what I'm talking about, give me a like. And you watched it all the way through, subscribe. But I just had to get this out there. It's the biggest game on both teams' schedules every year. It's the game. And I think it's not cut and dry like most people. Thank you all, and have a great, great day.